News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity. News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity. News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity. News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective.
Hello and welcome to News Hour on Unity TV. Today is Thursday, 15th of June 2023 and it's equivalent to 26th of Zulqa'dah 1444 after Hijrah. The headlines. DSS grills suspended EFCC Chairman Bawa. Student loan disbursement begins in September, says federal government. Gunmen abduct 7 Unijust students. And on the foreign scene, Greece boat disaster leaves at least 79 dead and hundreds missing. And in sports, Salah assist helped Egypt secure AFCON sport as Super Eagles battle Sierra Leone on Sunday. And those were the headlines, and for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has indefinitely suspended the Chairman Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Abdul Rashid Bawa, from office. He said this is to allow for a thorough investigation into his conduct while in office, following a weighty allegation of abuse of office against him. This was contained in a statement by the Director of Information, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Willie Bassi, on Wednesday. Bawa was ordered to immediately hand over his office affairs to the agency's Director of Operations, Muhammad Umar Abba, who will manage the affairs of the EFCC Chairman's office. Meanwhile, the Department of the State Service, DSS, Wednesday invited the suspended Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdul Rashid Bawa, to his office. Disclosing this in a statement, the DSS Public Relations Officer Peter Afonanya said the invitation relates to some investigative activities concerning Bawa. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed the Nigerian Data Protection Bill 2023 into law. The Nigerian Data Protection Act 2023 provides a legal framework for the protection of personal information and the practice of data protection in Nigeria. National Commissioner Nigeria Data Protection Bureau (NDPB), Dr. Vincent Olatunji, disclosed this at the NDPD Strategic Roadmap and Action Plan (SRAP) validation workshop in Abuja. The bill was sent to the Senate and House of Representatives for consideration and passage on April 4, 2023 via a letter from former President Muhammad Buhari. The commission will be led by a national commissioner with the responsibility of regulating the processing of personal information. The federal government on Wednesday announced that an inter-ministerial committee had been set up to fine-tune the student loan bill that was signed recently by President Bola Tinubu. The committee, which will meet on Tuesday, is expected to work together and ensure that the disbursement of the student loan starts by September 2023 for the 2023-2024 academic session. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Education, Andrew Adejo, who disclosed this to journalists at a press conference in Abuja, said higher institutions cannot introduce tuition fees because of the introduction of the loan scheme. According to him, the institutions are not autonomous. Meanwhile, Parent-Teacher Association has appealed to the federal government not to make the signing and introduction of student loans a reason to increase tertiary tuition. While lauding the efforts of the federal government for signing the student loan bill, during an interview with newsmen, the national president of PTA, Mr. Haruna Danjuma, said parents were not in support of school fee hike adding that the student loan bill was a great development. Gunmen have abducted 7 students of the University of Jos, according to the police. DSP Alfred Alabo, public relations officer of the Plateau State Police Command, confirmed the incident on Wednesday in Jos. According to Alabo, the students were abducted on Monday night from their hostel located outside the campus at their hostel along Bauchi Ring Road in Jos North local government area. He explained that they were reading for their second semester examinations that commence on Tuesday when their abductors whisked them away. He noted that security agencies are working assiduously towards ensuring the safe return of the students. The immediate past Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, has resigned his membership of the House of Representatives after 20 years in the Green Chamber. It will be recalled that Gbajabiamila was appointed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as his chief of staff, but the appointment letter was dated 14 June. Gbajabiamila's resignation was conveyed in a letter read by Speaker Tajuddin Abbas on Wednesday during plenary. Gbajabiamila was first elected in 2003 and he remained in the parliament for 20 years until his resignation on Wednesday. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, on Wednesday authorized commercial banks to freely trade foreign exchange at any rate. This will involve the unification of all segments of the forex market, collapsing all previous windows into one, said a statement by the Director of Financial Markets, Angela Sere Ejembi. With these collapse, applications for business travel allowance and personal travel allowance will be carried out at the official exchange rate at the I&E window, as determined by market forces. According to the statement, the Apex Bank will be reintroducing the willing buyer, willing seller model at the I&E window, where all eligible transactions can access foreign exchange at their preferred rates. It was gathered that some banks have pegged the USD to Naira rate at 699 Naira to 750 Naira, suggesting that Nigeria is now operating a freely floating exchange rate in line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's pledge to unify the rate. The federal government have seen revenue from rail service drop to 768.4 million naira in quarter 1 2023, lower by 63.02% relative to 2.08 billion naira received in the same quarter of the previous year. A report by the National Bureau of Statistics has shown. The number of passengers that use rail services in the first quarter also dropped to 441,725 from 953,099 that used it during the same period in 2022. The report, titled Rail Transportation Data QI 2023, stated that the drop represented a growth rate of -3.65%. It was learned that the drop of passengers may be connected to the terrorist attack on the Abuja-Kaduna train station in March 2022, which led to the kidnapping of over 60 passengers with the death of at least 9 persons. This led to the suspension of train services along the corridor, which resumed in December 2022, but with a reduced capacity. Contrary to rumors making rounds in social media about plans to reverse the new emirates created by the immediate past Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf said the government has not yet taken any decision on the new emirates as speculated. The governor debunked the rumors making rounds in a statement by his chief press secretary Sanusi Bature Dawakin Tofa. The rumor making rounds have it that the governor is set to send a bill before the State Assembly for the amendment of Kano Emirates law. The bill, according to the report, will seek for the scrapping of the additional 4 emirates, namely Bichi, Gaya, Rono and Karai, with first-class emirs. Recall that the NNPP national leader Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso had in a viral video said the incoming government of the governor Abba Kabir Yusuf will revisit the decision by the former governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje's administration on dethronement of the former emir Muhammadu Sanusi II and also creation of New Emirates Council. And on the foreign scene, at least 79 people have died and more than 100 have been rescued after their fishing vessel capsized off the coast of southern Greece. But survivors and Greek officials say that hundreds more migrants were on board. The government says this is one of the Greece's biggest migrant tragedies and has declared 3 days of mourning. The boat went down about 80 kilometers southwest of Pylos after the Coast Guard said it had refused help. The Coast Guard said the boat had been spotted in international waters late on Tuesday by an aircraft belonging to EU border agency Frontex. No one on board was wearing life jackets, it added. Greek President Katerina Sekalapoulou visited some of those rescued and expressed her sorrow for those who had drowned. Each year, hundreds of people die trying to cross the Mediterranean. In February, a boat carrying migrants capsized near Cutro in the region of Calabria in southern Italy, killing at least 94 people, one of the deadliest incidents recorded. And in sports, Liverpool star Mohamed Salah set up the equalizer for Egypt in a 2-1 win over Guinea on Wednesday that secured a place at the 2020 Africa Cup of Nations finals. Saho Guirassy put Guinea ahead on 26 minutes in the central Moroccan city of Marrakesh, and substitute Mohamed Trezeguet leveled 3 minutes before halftime off a Salah pass. Salah displayed some exquisite touches as Egypt joined hosts the Ivory Coast, Algeria, Burkina Faso, Morocco, Senegal, South Africa and Tunisia at the African Showpiece from January 13. Meanwhile, the camp of the Super Eagles in Lagos is bubbling as all invited players are in the team's nest as countdown begins for Sunday's 2020 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying showdown with the Leone Stars of Sierra Leone in Monrovia. Table toppers Nigeria on 9 points will slug it out with the Leone Stars 4 points behind and in third place at the Samuel Keyondo Stadium in Penville, Monrovia. The 22,000 capacity arena will witness fireworks from 5 p.m. Nigeria time as the Super Eagles seek to reach the finals of the 34th Africa Cup of Nations scheduled for Côte d'Ivoire early next year with a game to spare. And with the sport news, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Unity Radio FM TV, respectively. You can also watch us on the satellite decoder Badarsat, which has been watched in about 8 countries of the world free. You can also watch us and stream us live on our YouTube channel at Unity FM TV. I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs. Do have yourself a lovely day.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Unity.